Hi everyone, it's Mark Anderson, PGA teaching professional at the Philadelphia Cricket Club, and I want to give you some tips on improving your course management and lowering your scores this year. So let's look at something. So on the PGA Tour in 2018, how close do you think they hit their approach shots on average? The average proximity to the hole is 36 feet 3 inches. So that's the best players in the world, and on average their approach shots are about 36 feet away from the hole. So if we look at a few things here, so just from different distances, and you can see from 100 to 125, they're just inside of 20 feet, but from the rough, they're over 30 feet away. And then as they get farther away, they hit it farther away from the hole, and even more so from the rough. So when you look at this, and you can see that the farther away they get from the hole, the wider their dispersion is, and they have more shots that are going to get away from the flag or miss the green, and even more so from the rough. So it's very important that when you're playing and you're in the rough, that you don't try to hit the same shot that you would hit from the fairway. You have to adjust your target a little bit. So how can this help you? Everyone has a pattern to their shots and a dispersion. So if you hit 10 shots, there's going to be a pattern to those, and you're going to have a dispersion of shots. So you need to know what that is and how to play it. So when you are practicing, warming up maybe for your round, and you're noticing that your ball is going to the right, maybe it's 10 feet, 20 feet to the right, you need to adjust your aim to get your dispersion to move over so you can hit more greens. You can't hope for that great shot or that one straight one that you hit when you had 9 that went to the right. So you need to adjust the center of your dispersion over. Because very few, if any, of your shots are going to end up exactly the way you want them. So you can't always, and sometimes ego gets in the way and you think, oh, I can hit that shot and I'll hit it right at the flag. But that's just one of the shots that you have in your dispersion. The other ones, are going to be to the left or to the right. So you need to adjust that. And out of the rough, your dispersion will be much larger. And your target selection should be adjusted. So if you're going to shoot at a pin from the fairway from 100 yards, if you're 100 yards away in the rough, you probably should move over a little bit and not shoot right at that flag. So we have some dispersions that I want to show you. So let's take a closer look at those. So here's a shot pattern and a dispersion for a player, and you can see that on average, the center of that is over here a little bit. So that could be 15 feet away from the target line. So for them to get their dispersion over, they're going to actually have to aim 15 feet to the right to get more of their shots in the center. Here's a player that has shots that are way more to the right, probably 20 feet to the right. So when they play to get this pattern to end up on the center line, they have to aim significantly to the left. And then this is a pattern where the balls are more in the center of the green, so this player can aim more towards the target or their target that they want to hit to, because they know their balls are going to finish closer to that. So you need to figure out where the center of your dispersion is. So if you're warming up the range and your balls are going 15 or 20 feet to the right, you need to adjust that when you're playing, because you've got to aim that way more to the left to get your dispersion over so you can hit more greens. And you want to aim your dispersion towards an optimal target on the green. So maybe you're not aiming at the flag when it's way on the left. You want to aim more to the right to get more of your balls on the green and optimize your chances of hitting the green. And you want to increase the distance that you aim away from the pin or the trouble based on how far away you are. So if you are, let's say you're 100 yards away, you want to aim maybe, and the pin's on the left, you want to aim maybe a flag stick to the right of the pin. If you get 150 yards away, now your dispersion is going to be wider because you're farther away. Maybe you're going to aim 2 flags to the right of that. But that's going to really help you get more of your balls on the green and less of them in trouble. Let's say if you're 200 yards away, you really should aim at probably 20 feet to the right of that flag. In some cases maybe more, just to make sure that you're hitting that green, getting more of your balls on the green. So here's an example of the dispersion, and this is the 17th hole at TPC. You can see with their dispersion some of these balls are going to miss the green to the left and go in the water and possibly be a double bogey. So if you just aim at the center, sometimes that's not enough. So if we look at this, if this person aims more to the right center, it brings the dispersion over, and fewer balls are going to go in the water, and their scores are definitely going to be better when they do that. So here are some simple tips that can help you hit more greens and ultimately shoot lower scores. So one, you want to make sure that you avoid short-siding yourself. So for example, if the pin is on the left side and you miss the green to the left in a bunker, it's really hard to get that shot up and down because you don't have much green to work with, and you're probably going to make bogeys when you short-side yourself. So for front pins, you want to make sure that you're taking more club. So if you're in between clubs, you want to take more club to make sure you get your ball on the green. For back pins, again, if you're in between clubs, you want to take less club to make sure that you stay short of the pin and you don't go over. Especially at the cricket club, a lot of the greens have slopes back to front, and that up and down from over the green is really hard. And then with pins that are cut close to the edge, let's just say on the left or the right, you should aim more towards the center of the green and away from the trouble as you get farther away. So for example, if you're 100 yards away, maybe you should, and the pin's on the left, maybe you should aim about a flag stick or so to the right of that. That's going to bring your dispersion over. More of your shots are going to hit the green and not go into the trouble. Let's say if you're 150 yards away, maybe you're going to go 2 flag sticks away. Same thing, because your dispersion is going to be wider as you get farther away. So knowing that is important. It's nice to think you're going to hit the perfect shot every time, but it just doesn't happen. Your dispersion is what it is. One of those shots is going to come out, and you want to make sure that you're bringing that over. And if you're really far away, let's say 200 yards, maybe you're going to aim 20 feet to the right or so, or maybe even more, just to make sure that your ball has a good chance of getting on the green. And this is something that Tiger Woods did so well back when he was winning majors. He would hit away from the trouble, and maybe hit the ball exactly where he wanted, but it was going to be 20 feet away from the hole, and he knew that just doing that was going to really help his scoring. So I hope this helps. I hope you have a great swing into spring, and I'm looking forward to seeing everybody when the weather warms up. Good luck, and I hope you shoot lower scores this year. Thanks.